Carti is dropping a new song featuring Travis Scott in about 6 hours for his new album, I Am Music or Music. Today, we'll talk about this and also talk about if this is good or bad for the fact that this thing is dropping Friday. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and it recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week. So make sure to do that. So we got to talk about this announcement because y'all sent it to me on the Discord, which, by the way, shout out to everybody who immediately sent this in like a minute after it dropped, because this is an announcement on Playboi Carti's Instagram story that we're going to be getting a new single. So let's take a look at this. Playboi Carti posted an Instagram story of, correct me if I'm wrong, but on who that guy is, because we've had him in the other, videos as well on when something was dropping and it never came. But here we can see 9:30 Monday, so today, the January 1st, Happy New Year's, by the way. This new song is dropping and the guy is screaming, featuring Travis Scott. And this is big, obviously. 9:30, likely EST, so at the point you're watching this, likely only a couple of hours away from dropping, which is pretty insane. And also, the Travis feature is obviously the big thing. Travis also reposted this, so we kind of got an announcement on there as well. It's not like a like a promised feature that then never comes. This is actually also reposted by Travis, so we know this feature is actually on there. Now you got to consider that Travis is a big artist. For Carti to have a Travis Scott on a single for a new album is huge. I don't think he's had a lead single with that big of star power on it yet. Like, obviously not. So this is huge. This is huge, obviously, for the, success of the new album coming out, the kind of capitalizing off of it. But also, if you consider that both of them are coming off of Fiend, off of Utopia, which was one of the biggest songs on there, which was a collab between the two, obviously, it proves to people that when the two of them drop, it's something that is probably worth listening to. So we're going to have a lot of Travis fans also tune into this, obviously, and a lot of general hip-hop fans that are also going to be, obviously, listening to this. So that is pretty big. Now, is this going to be Fiend Part 2 or whatever? Is it going to be the same style with the baby voice, or is Carti going to do the new lower voice? We don't know, but I'm just looking forward to the song because if we have a Travis feature, it's dope. Now, we got to talk about if this is actually a good sign about this album dropping. This now would mark the 4th single that he's dropped for the new album. If we count the first one, You're the Moon, that we had 2-3 weeks ago, then the second one, 2024, which was the only official release, honestly, which dropped on his YouTube, that was, the fullest song we got, and then also Hood by Air, there was also just an Instagram video. Then this would be the 4th single in this whole rollout. Now, I hope that this thing drops on all streaming platforms, because if this thing is yet again just an Instagram reel or a YouTube thing, then that would be dumb, because if you had a Travis feature, you want to capitalize off of that. So Carti needs to drop this on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. It would just be dumb not to. Also, could this be the first official single, because the other ones were only like, ones that didn't officially drop, or ones that in some regards still sounded like snippets? We don't know, but we're rating this new single. Now, the reason I said if this would be a good or bad, effect on this album dropping Friday is because, y'all probably know, this album is supposed to drop this Friday, January 5th, because he's going on tour starting January 14th for the postponed Antagonist tour, and the 12th so far is reserved for Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign with Vultures. So the only real viable option for Playboi Carti to drop his new album would be January 5th. That is the theory that we've been going off of for the past weeks, and the one that I discussed in the last video on Carti as well. So will this thing then drop on Friday, now regarding that there is a new single for this? Let's see. At least it's a positive that he's dropping something now, because that means that he's in full gear rolling out this album. That means that he's also willing to release the big singles with the Travis Scott this short, right before the album, so that people will talk about it, people will then listen to the album. It's a bad sign though, because why would you want to drop a single the same, like a big single, the same week as your album? if you're not even racking in those first week sales for the single if you drop it on a Monday. Now everybody's going to be arguing Carti doesn't care about first week sales. That might be true. He also dropped obviously Whole Lotta Red on December 25th, and I think that was like a Saturday, Sunday, I don't know. So that was also pretty random. So he might not care about it, but still, like, it's a Travis Scott song. You might want to get in those numbers. So that could be the bad sign, that after he drops this single, he's still going to wait another couple of weeks until dropping the album. We got to wait and see. We don't know anything about it yet, so it's only a guessing game. But at least that's where I'm kind of like split if I want to judge this as a positive or a negative. But at least we have some motion going on in this rollout now, and we don't just have the little Instagram reel songs. We're now getting a fully official song. Why did he decide to do this on January 1st? I guess just because of the symbolic meaning of dropping it on a day like this, because there's really no advantage to doing this. There was also no advantage to dropping Whole Lotta Red on December 25th, but we even thought about this thing releasing on the 31st just because of the symbolic meaning. We talked about Kanye dropping the 31st as well. I guess January 1st, because then he can say he dropped it in 2024. I don't know, no idea, but let's wait and see where this goes. Now, as I said, 9:30 should be EST, so this thing is dropping regarding other time zones. For Europeans, it's pretty late in the night, so we're only going to be able to listen to it tomorrow. But for example, for Pacific time, it's obviously going to be 6:30. Kind of like, judge your time zone by where you're at. And this is obviously also pretty specific. Like, usually albums drop or songs drop at midnight of a given day if you're talking about a release. This thing is now dropping specifically 9:30. You could say that's weird. It is kind of weird, but Carti is sometimes weird like that. But hey, all in all, I'm pretty excited. We're getting a single for I Am Music. That is the most important part. The 4th single. I mean, that is also kind of a sign that at some point we really need to be getting this album. We're getting 4 singles now before getting an album. I don't think Carti has ever done that. I think so far he's been not a big singles guy, always dropping the whole album instead. So this time it's weird. It's kind of like the other way around. But let me know what y'all think about this though. Do you think that the album will actually drop this Friday, January 5th? Or do you believe it's actually going to be dropping later? Quick heads up, I'm going to be on vacation until Sunday, January 8th. So if something big happens over the course of this week, unfortunately, I can't cover y'all on that because I'll also not be making active videos during those days. But I'll be active in the Discord. I'll post, community posts. On Instagram, we'll be active too. So make sure you're tuned into all of those channels not to miss out on any of the news, just not on YouTube for those 5 days. But after that, it's full speed ahead again. Now, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.